Okay, it's been a little while since the last installment, and not all of that's been due to the intense level building I did to bring myself to level 8 in all 3 attributes. I'm sorry about that, but couldn't have been helped. Anyway, we're now ready to resume our Zelda 2 walkthrough and finally start our explorations in Eastern Hyrule for real. Just one note on the leveling up process. It took about an hour and a half for me to go from the point I was where we last saw each other to where I am now, just hacking through the weaker Tektites you saw on the map in the last installment, and then running back here to Nabooru when I needed to refill my magic or life meters. A tedious but very doable task, and this is the best experience farm in the entire game, as I mentioned before, so why not take advantage of it? As you can see, I've already got everything up to level 8. That's the maximum. So now that we've done that, let's head north through this cave and see what the upper reaches of this new continent have to offer. Well, first off, there's an Eggman. Now that they're just one-hit wonders now. Just like that. And this guy right here, you can just dodge him pretty easy. And now we're in the new section. I'm going to take you here, heading this direction. To the east, through this forest, and right here to this bridge. But first I'm going to get attacked. Levers and more of those fire-breathing ankylosaurs. I think they're called ankylos. I'm not sure. Have to look it up. Anyway, you come here to the shore, you go to this one square, and grab yourself a 1-up doll. Now that is the last 1-up doll on the board in the entire game. There are others, but they're in the palaces to come. Anyway, we cross this bridge, and it takes us to here, Maze Island. There are a lot of hidden trap zones on the path here, and this is the way you go to reach the 4th palace. We're not going there right now. Instead, we're hugging the southern shore, I guess you could call that, and going up through here. Now, there's a little hidden cave right on this square I'm about to step on. See? And at the bottom, you will fight another new foe. This guy is called a Lizalfos, or some people call him Lizard Man. He fights pretty much like an Iron Knuckle, and if I get the timing right, you can in fact use the jump stab technique for 150 experience points. You'll be seeing a lot more of them later on. Anyway, right here you see a little kid, and that's your fetch quest item for the next town. I'm doing this now because going back to this town is a real bear, and I don't want to have to do it more than once. Anyway, let's get out of this cave now. And we'll be back here to Maze Island a little bit later on. But for right now, we've done all we can do right now. Well, not all we can do, but all I'm going to do. So now let's head back to the east through the forest. And yeah, these guys are really starting to get persistent right here. Ah, a fairy. How nice. That was a nice little surprise. So now we go here, through the desert, and stop here. The square I'm about to step on is a trap zone, and it's a pretty nasty one, full of jumps and Octoroks that'll send you back into pits of water and you'll die. Fortunately, there is a cheap way around it, and it involves trying to step on that square at the same moment one of these other enemies attacks. Let me see if I can do it. Nope. Let's see if I can do it again. This sometimes takes a little while, but there. That'll do it. And trust me, dealing with these guys is far preferable to having to deal with the tricky jumps in those trap zones. Now that's one. There's another one right above me right now. So let's see if I can... Nope. Alright. That time I got it. Eventually it gets easy. You learn the timing, and it becomes second nature almost. So much for that, and here's the town of Darunia. Or the mountain town of Darunia, excuse me. Now, watch it. Don't talk to everybody in this town, because once again, the eyes of Ganon are back, and you talk to the wrong person, they'll turn into a bat and attack you right away. Anyway, we're here for a couple purposes, and that was one of them, to get my life refilled. Now, this house right here is important. Note where this house is. You see it has a chimney on top, and this door is quite securely locked. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go across town to this point, this building right here. You see, there is no windows and no doors. At this point, you cast the jump spell. By the way, look at how little it costs to cast each spell now that you're maxed out in your level. It only takes 8 points, half a block, to cast jump. Anyway, now that you're up on top of the buildings, you jump across, back the way you came, all the way back to this building with the chimney in it. And pull your Santa Claus impression, stand on the chimney, press down. And guess what? You're going to learn a new sword technique in here from the swordsman. This is the upward thrust, and I'll let him explain it. When you jump, press up to stab. This works basically the reverse of the downward thrust we learned in Mido. See, if you jump and press up, Link will stab upwards. And that can be very useful for opening new paths. Anyway, that's not all we have to do here. We also have to learn a new spell. And let me just show you what happens here. He knows nothing, and he turns into a bat. See? That's why you gotta watch who you talk to. Anyway, this building right here. Talk to this old lady. And she's the mother, or... yeah, I guess the mother of the child you rescued in Maze Island, and she'll take you in, and as you know, this is now where you learn a new spell. This is the Reflect spell. And this doesn't do anything right off the bat that you would consider useful, but when we get into the Fourth Palace, which is where we're headed next, it will become essential for battling the new foes you fight in there. Those are called Wizrobes. Anyway, now we're done, and we can head back the way we came. But first, I'm going to refill my life, and there should be the magic lady not too far from here. The powerful knight lives in this town. We know. We met him. Huh, I thought there was the magic lady here. Anyway, it shouldn't be too hard. So let's just head back the way we came. Again, watching out for the trap zones. Let's see if we can... Nope. And this trick will become useful later on in the game, too. Because there will be an area where you will definitely want to pull this again. And it's not too far from here, so use this spot here to train for it. Anyway, I'm going to take you through one of these, just to show you why we're avoiding it. Oh, magic jar, I can use that. This one isn't so bad. The other one had those little bubbles rising up from the ground, in addition to dealing with the Octoroks. And that's just nasty. Okay, now let's head back to Maze Island. Ah, fairy. Another nice little surprise. See if I can make it... Oh, boy. See if I can make it in the time left to me in this video. I got about 40 seconds left. Well, I can make it to Maze Island, at least. And so we are now at Maze Island, and that's where we'll pick up next time as we take you to the Fourth Palace and even more adventure in the Adventure of Link. Because when your game title has adventure, it should have adventure in it. See you next time.